Hello, hello, my wolf pack. Welcome to the stream. Ow! And today we have something entirely new and different to go over. Welcome to Path of Adventure. Alright, so let's talk about what this is for a second. Path of Adventure is a text-based RPG on mobile, harkening back to the days of old RPGs where you had a path that was outlined for you with a few different options and you got to choose where you went. Had stats, potions, weapons, all that good stuff. And we are going to see what all it's all about today. I played the tutorial, so I know the gist of what's up. I don't yet know if I want to do it landscape or portrait. Apparently it can be played in both. I did not know that. Landscape looks a little weird, like it's got a black around the edges. So I don't know if we're going to want to stick with that, but we can change it if we want to change it up a little later. For now we're going to try this to get the full screen. And we can see if it'll be good for us to stick with this. Alright, so let's get into it. It's very simple, very easy to pick up. Shouldn't need to be too much explaining for you to understand it, and I will spare you the details for the moment. Click New Game. As far as I can tell, there's no sound in this game, so I'm just going to be reading stuff out. Finish the game to unlock the next character. Each character starts with a unique set of stats and gear. It looks like it is not going to be functional to play like this because it's not letting me go to this screen. Alright, we are playing at portrait. Let me center this. Do y'all think that's centered enough for you? Good enough? Alright. If that's not centered enough, let me know if you need me to move it. So as you can see, where's my brightness? My brightness looks really low, but it's all the way up. As you can see, I've already completed the tutorial. Excuse me. So there are 6 different classes after the tutorial, and they all have a difficulty. And so we're going to start as the rogue, in which we get to wear the Ring of Life and heal every day, which is quite helpful. So let's go into that. You are standing at the start of a path before a small wooden sign. The words, though hardly readable, are legendary. Here be traps and treasures, monsters and magic. You might be wondering what this is all about. In that case, you're in luck. You see, the thing with a path is, you simply have to follow it. Alright, so we already have a whole bunch of stuff here. So we are a rogue. We love being out in the wild with the Ring of Life around your finger. What could possibly go wrong? So every time that we get enough experience, which I think we get 1 per battle, then we get to use an elixir of growth to level up, essentially. There's no level number, I don't think, in this game. But we get to use an elixir of growth to increase one of our stats. It cures poison, heals us all the way, that sort of stuff. Then we have our life, which is self-explanatory. You don't want it to drop to 0. Defense just reduces damage dealt to us by that amount. Attack increases, it's the base amount of damage we can deal. It's increased by weapons as well. Speed, the difference between yours and the enemy's determines the dodge chance. Certain weapons will add speed when used to attack. Treasure is just the currency. Progress, how far you've traveled along the path, finish the game by reaching the end of the path, so we can tell how far we need to go. Alright, so we have the Ring of Life. It restores 10% of life every new day while on the path and not poisoned. So then we have other legendary items, I guess. An artifact is something unique that can only be found once. A temporary effect lasts until the end of the day. Enchanted weapon improves a certain stat while in possession. A cursed weapon weakens a certain stat while in possession. The weapon can't be dropped and it must be broken. So weapons also have durability. So you do not want to pick up a cursed weapon. Is that what? Yeah. So that's all you need to know. So we have progress. So I guess we have 50 pages we need to go through. How are y'all in the chat, by the way? It seems something's going on here. And how well can you hear me? Am I close enough to my mic? Alright, so continuing on, only minutes on the path. You meet a man largely wrapped in bandages, going the other way. The sign, he cries. I've made it back. Then he throws you his bag and runs off. Watching him disappear, you open the bag and find a peaky gnome, a pitchfork, and a straw shield. Okay, a gnome. Well, we're going to take the pitchfork and the straw shield. So now we have 2 things in our inventory. Let's follow the path. Oh no, a black crow. Monsters come in all shapes and sizes, but there's one thing they all share. Burning love for treasure, and they don't mind killing for it. While on the path, you can avoid battle by throwing them some of your treasure. On the other hand, defeat them and you can take theirs. We're not going to throw all of our treasure. We're going to fight it. You jump at the black crow for the first attack. Alright, why would we use our bare hands when we have a pitchfork? And the hit chance is 75%. It even shows us the black crow's stats. Strike and hit the black crow. We deal 4 damage and thus slay it. Well, that was quick. I guess you're already becoming some sort of warrior. The black crow leaves his heirs a fair amount of valuables. Pity they weren't around. And you inherit some treasure. Cool. The most curious thing about adventuring is to find loot everywhere. This time it's some treasure, but we'll find much more toys and candy before this journey is over. When the sun sets, you make camp and kindle a fire. After a long day's hike, there's little more rewarding than looking at the flames and resting your legs. You stand at the edge of a swamp. Through the fog, you can see the contours of some ruins. Then you notice the message scratched on a dead tree. Here lies a knuckle duster, and you'd better leave it that way. So we can enter ruins or follow the path. What was our ring? So we have to be on the path and not poisoned to restore life with the ring. Oh, we also have a peeking gnome now. A tiny creature that enjoys peeking in chests and pockets and reports what's inside. Let's enter the ruins. Why not? Deep inside a tomb, you find a richly decorated coffin. It's probably a bad idea to open random coffins found in random tombs, but I'm dying to know what's inside. Let's open it, of course. So make note of this. Richly decorated coffins are the preferred dwellings of a hibernating blob. Well, here we go. We get to fight something. So we have our pitchfork or our bare hands to attack with. But the attack is even too low because of the defense. You strike, and the blob blocks it slightly. Blob takes 4 damage. Oh, it shows us the damage that we're dealing to it. You prepare to defend. We're just going to block with our shield. Blob strikes, but you block it completely. Prepare to attack. Attack back. The blob falls to the ground. There we go. And we had 8 health. Fighting monsters is always an interesting experience, especially when it's over. And then it gives us experience. Clever. Up until 5 minutes ago, the blob had been a proud possessor of a heap of treasure. Alright, let's relieve the ruins or explore further. Let's keep exploring. At the center of a grove of trees stands a great willow tree. His wide trunk not only resembles a face, old and gnarled, but also features a small door with a lock. We're just going into everything. Break open the door. Probably giving the tree a first kick when there's a deep rumbling noise, sounding like Bararam. I think is how that goes. And followed by a branch swooshing down. Well, obviously we want to block it, right? The branch hits, but you block it completely. Hits with 3 exactly, which is the defense of our shield. Oh, the reason why you wouldn't want to block every hit, though, is because weapons have durability, so they get weakened the more that you use the weapons either to block or attack in this case. So sometimes we maybe won't want to block and just take a hit, so we still have our weapon. A branch like a whip tries to lash you from behind. We have a 25% dodge chance. Let's go for the dodge chance. Swift duck and you dodge it. You hear the branch swish over your head. With all his might, the tree swings another one of his wooden limbs at your face. Let's just take the hit. The branch hits and you block it slightly. After a fierce shake and many burhooms, the willow tree lowers its branches and swings open the door. You're going to get 1 experience. Yay. Behind the door is a hollow space, much like a vault, filled with acorns, nuts, and other precious things. Very other precious things if you were a squirrel. So we don't get anything but experience from that. We're at 4 experience, 1 more. We get an elixir of growth. Entering a foggy basement, you trip and fall headfirst into a pile of cockroaches crawling over the remains of a rotting corpse. Let's just explore further. You enter a damp room illuminated by soft, glowing fungi covering all 4 walls. Manage to take a handful of mushrooms before the toxic air drives you out. So we got mushrooms. What do those do? Eating mushrooms costs health. The price increases by 1 with each mushroom eaten. Current price 1. Mushrooms with some magical power. Eating reveals the kind. Oh goodness. Oh, these are just undos. We can buy undos, and we have 5 for free from just having the game. We don't need undos, though. We're making all good decisions, right? Alright, let's explore further. One thing that keeps popping up wherever you are is a lonely watchtower. The ominous looks of the black building are not only terrifying, but also strangely tempting. Let's climb it. Who would have thought that a blob would appreciate such heights? In contrast, it certainly doesn't appreciate your visit. Blob is eager to attack, so make ready to defend. We have a dodge chance, so let's take it. The blob strikes and you block it slightly. You prepare to attack. So we can use, or we can just attack. You just use our pitchfork. You strike with 6 and the blob blocks slightly. Prepare to defend. I didn't even know we had 6. I guess we must have... Oh, and it shows the durability, actually, of our items. The pitchfork is scratched. The straw shield is in good shape. To defend, let's take the dodge chance again. We're being hit. Let's use our pitchfork. We defeated the blob. There's a thing with fighting for your life. It's an experience you'll never forget. From the pool of experience rises an elixir of growth. All kinds of things are finding their way out of the blob, including some treasure and monster part. A monster part. What does a monster part do? Some parts of monsters are quite nutritious. Restores 5 health. Alright. So we have an elixir now. I'm going to use that. Restores our health. We can up our health, our defense, our attack, or our speed. I'm going to up our defense for when we have to take hits. You grow in defense. Perfect. I was just checking to see how good the quality is on this. Looks fine to me. You can read all the words. Let's explore further. You stand on the shore of Muddy Lake, looking at an island not far away. Although it seems promising, the idea of swimming across makes you nervous. There's a little boat pulled into the shore, but it's attached to a chain. Are we still in the ruin? Is there a lake in these ruins? Because it says we can leave the ruins, so we must still be in the ruins. Okay. Let's swim across. You step into the murky water and start swimming. After a while, you feel something slippery slip past your leg and see how your peeking gnome is taken away. Let's retrieve our peeking gnome. Put the peeking gnome back in your bag when a thick black eel shoots through the water and takes your monster part. And we want the monster part too. You rush to the monster part, just another eel pulls away your ring of life. The water is now swimming with them. You realize this is a lost battle. You have to swim on. No! I should have let the monster part go. It took our ring. Oh no. Crap. You reach the island and quickly run onto the shore. Panting, you watch how a school of eels fight frantically over the ring of life before it sinks to the bottom. Makes me so sad. In the middle of the island stands a statue, green and weathered. You wipe the pedestal clean of leaves and branches and discover a hatch with the knuckle duster hidden behind it. Let's keep exploring. Up here, you look up and see a knight wrapped in a cocoon suspended from the ceiling. Went for a little nap and woke up like this. All part of the fun, of course. The view from up here is extraordinary. If it wasn't for that terrible itch in my back, you wouldn't be so kind as to burn open this thing, would you? The peeking gnome toddles to the knight, peeks in his pockets and reports, "Only a sharpening stone." You inspect the contents of your pack, but you find nothing to make a fire. We explore further. You wander around some more, but with the main treasure found, it seems the place is back to what it really is. Piles of rubble in a swampy field. Time to return to the path. Alright, we're leaving the ruins. You climb back onto solid ground, empty your boots, and continue down the path, back on the road again. So we lost our ring of life in those ruins. It's really sad. The path goes through a buried. The path goes through a half-buried skeleton the size of a cathedral. Under the cover of what seems to be a shoulder blade camps a traveler. "Amazing, isn't it?" she says. "And this was only the younger brother of a full-grown dragon that occupies the Castle of Doom." Let's ask about the castle. You don't know. Well, the short version is there was once a castle of wonder. It was the most beautiful thing ever built, but the queen hated it. Being skilled in witchcraft, one day she summoned the monsters, and so the dragon came and conquered the castle and threw it into ruin. Now it's called the Castle of Doom. You must know what a dragon is. The terror of terrors. They say there's never been a beast with more vicious attacks than this guy. If you ever end up facing him, you better have good defense. Let's follow the path. We have a lot of treasure. The monster parts was not worth losing our ring of life, but okay. I'm just really sad about it. Oh, okay, sure. I was worried that your power went out or something. This big rat is nothing but aggression. Before you can say let's talk about this, it charges you enraged. We're gonna fight this thing. You jump at the big rat for the first attack. Let's go for it. 75% hit chance. Wow, we killed it in one hit. Cool. That fight wasn't so scary after all. In fact, it wasn't even very interesting. Up until 5 minutes ago, the big rat had been a proud possessor of a wooden chest. You push the peaky gnome against the keyhole and it reports some treasure and a fly swatter. The wooden chest is too heavy to carry around. Somehow you need to open it. Attack it! As you prepare their first attack, there's a creaking sound and an opening as a mouth grows on the chest. It's a mimic! Let's hit it with our bare hands. Striking at the wooden chest. Oi, it screams. What did you do that for? Prepare another attack. Right, that's I'm out of here, it says. Blue sparks shoot over its surface. It's about to flee. You prepare a last attack. Right, I got it, it says, and the lid flies open. Exime Binga A. Away. I had no idea what that's supposed to mean. Look inside and find some treasure and a fly swatter. Alright, so we have another weapon now that's in good shape. And our pitchfork is battered, so that's good. So we have a fly swatter now, so we have an additional weapon. Which we'll probably want to use instead of our pitchfork. Let's follow the path. Right after you turn a sharp corner, you bump into a merchant in his stall. I knew this was a good spot, he says. Here you rascals are still alive. Any luck finding treasure? I have some good stuff for sale. Yes! We have so much treasure. Please have a look. Love your outfit, by the way. You can now sell things via the inventory. Alright, let's get an antidote. And just in case we get poisoned. Sharpening stone. We have 53 left, so we gotta get the rusty dagger or the fly swatter. The rusty dagger gives us +1 defense. The fly swatter gives us +1 speed. Let's go for... Should we go for an additional fly swatter? I like having the speed. That means it's harder for our opponents to dodge it. The defense is nice too, though. Let's go for the fly swatter. That's a hard decision, but... Since our pitchfork is battered... Ips. I accidentally just sold it. That's not good. Knuckle Duster, Breaker of Teeth, +2 for barehanded attacks. I wonder what the mushrooms do. Should we buy the sharpening stone back? Alright, let's leave. Is that all? I hope we find some more treasure soon, he says, and I'm sure he does. Follow the path. You reach the top of a lonely hill and find a temple. At the bottom of the stairs sits a monk, looking worried. We were doing a small ritual from a scroll I found before we knew it, which summoned a monster. If you could take care of it, I'd be happy to give you the sacred fire spell. Yeah. You enter the temple and roam around its many halls. As you approach a great altar, there is a loud shriek and a black orb appears. This bugger's a spirit. Weapons with that touch a spirit will fade and be unusable for a while. Alright, so we should keep that in mind. There's 7 attack, or 7 health, a lot of attack, and normal speed. I'm going to use a mushroom. It's an attack mushroom. So we get a whole bunch of attack. Pair to defend. Let's block. Because this thing does a good amount of damage. Use our bare hands. We're going to take the hit. So even with what we blocked with faded, we're just going to use our bare hands again. There's an awful cry and an evil spirit vanishes. You stalk out until the monk at the temple is safe again. It's a miracle, he says, and just in time for this new ritual I've been preparing. Here, take the fire spell, and may your journey be blessed. Alright. Let's see what the fire spell does. Casting spells costs treasure. The price doubles with each spell cast. Current price is 1. Full day of walking, and all you've discovered is a pebble in your shoe and a blister on your big toe. All of a sudden there's a bang, a cloud of smoke, and an old man in a white cloak. Ah, there you are, he says, like you're the one teleporting about. You guessed it right, indeed, I am the White Sorcerer. He stares at you from under his eyebrows, expecting some kind of reaction. Well, I've come to warn you, child, this path is evil. It should not be trod lightly by some random adventurer. To make matters worse, a stone man has come forth and now blocks the way. We're going to ask about the path. This so-called path of adventure is nothing but a trap. It was forged by the witch queen after she summoned the dragon, now holds the Castle of Doom. She was thrown into a dungeon to rot, but I fear she's not gone entirely. I urge you to go back. The Stone Man. One of the remaining breathing boulders, slow but very strong. You'll break your sword before you can even lay a scratch on it. Spotted on the path about 7 days' travel from here, which is 18 progress. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. Meet a woman with dirt-stained clothes and a hair full of twigs and leaves. I love mushrooms, she says. I bet you do. Know everything about them. Too bad they prefer to grow in ruins and dungeons. You have some. I bet I can identify your mushrooms. We'll give her some mushrooms. She puts the mushroom in her mouth only to take it out a moment later. Heal mushroom, she says. You indicate that she can keep it. Oh, it identifies mushrooms for us. We're going to keep our last mushroom. Or our last 2 mushrooms. I'm going to follow the path. The path links up with an old road going around some ancient ruins. Seems the place made friends with fog and webs, whom invited scary sounds to join in. Voice in the wind is there too, wailing. The buckler! Come take the buckler! Alright, let's enter the ruins. Get some treasure back. After a day of endless rain, you seek shelter in a tomb. Unfortunately, you have to share the place with skeletal remains. You keep moving whenever you look away. To explore further, your foot sinks through the ground and you accidentally reveal the entrance of a sewer. There's got to be something in there, something of value, I mean. Do you have anything that heals? Yes, let's use this. Tastes like, well, like part of a monster, but you feel better anyway. I want to heal back up to full because we're in a dungeon now. Let's explore the sewer. During your wanderings through the gloomy tunnels, you step onto something soft. Excited, you pull it out of the sludge only to realize it's the toe of a goblin. Oh no. You jump at the goblin for the first attack. Let's see what our weapons look like. Let's use our fly swatter in good shape. Oh, it does 3 to 4 damage because it's also calculating our attack in too, which adds 1 to that. Instead of 2 to 3, it's 3 to 4. So let's use the one that's not brand new. Strike and the goblin blocks it slightly. Prepare to defend. Our shield's in good shape, let's defend. Does a whole bunch of damage though. Let's attack with the fly swatter again. The goblin has had enough and tries to flee. There's time for one last attack. Let's use our bare hands. Ah! It had defense. That's unfair. All that hacking and slashing, getting kicked in the face for nothing. But we get experience. At the center of a grove of trees stands a great willow tree. His wide trunk not only resembles a face old and gnarled, but also features a small door with a lock. We tried to do this before and it yielded nothing to us. But experience, so we're just going to explore further. Entering a foggy basement, you trip and fall headfirst into a pile of cockroaches crawling over the remains of a rotting corpse. Wonderful. In the midst of a ruin and destruction stands a great stone building, apparently untouched by time. Strange runes are carved in the wooden door. Alright, let's break in. You throw your shoulders, kicks, and rock, all to no avail. In the end, a gentle knock does the trick. Door opens and reveals the buckler. Oh no, we can't pick it up. Let's drop this fly swatter. Because, yeah, we can't pick anything new up if we don't have an empty slot. And we could have gotten a buckler, but we didn't have a slot. Behind a torn and faded tapestry, you discover a hidden door leading to a room shrouded in utter darkness. Some light would be nice. Let's make light with the fire spell. Speak the words in a deep voice and bright flames erupt from your hand. So now, our magic spell is going to cost 2 because it doubles every time we use it. Even with the room lit, it's hardly noticeable. A carefully concealed hatch in the floor. This is without doubt a pitfall meant for those prowling in the dark. Cool. You wander around some more, but with the main treasure found, it seems the place is back to what it really is. Piles of rubble in a swampy field. Time to return to the path. You emerge from the fog and once again follow the course of the path, hopefully towards places with less creepy noises. Outside a giant spherical copper and glass building stands a man in a white coat, wiping his brow. What a day, he says. Finally found a way to combine magic and quantum physics. Turns out it opens a gateway to another dimension. What kind of monster got through here before I could close it? Interested in earning a wizard's pipe? Sure. You wander through long corridors of flashing red light until you reach the main hall. From a pool of bubbling plasma rises a fire demon. And be careful with demons. The weapon that kills a demon will be destroyed. Jump at the fire demon for the first attack. Use our pitchfork. You strike and the fire demon blocks it slightly. Prepare to defend. There's a lot of attack, so let's defend it. So we blocked it mostly and took 1. Let's use our bare hands. Defend again. Bare hands. I just don't want to break my pitchfork. We have a dodge chance of 25%. Let's go for it. Nope. Okay. Bare hands. We got it. Fire demon falls to the ground. You stomp out and tell the scientist he can shut off the alarm. That's great, he says. Here's the wizard's pipe, as promised. I was thinking maybe I should just repeat the experiment on a higher frequency. From the pool of experience rises an elixir of growth. Oh yeah. And the experience carries over, too. Oh, cool. So now we need to get up to 14. So use the elixir of growth. Heals us. Now, let's see, how do we want to increase? We can do life, defense, attack, speed. I think I want to increase my attack this time. Let's follow the path. Hidden in the bushes lie the remnants of a carriage, plundered, so it seems, but not thoroughly. Under the wreckage you find some treasure and a mushroom. Cool, do we know what type of mushroom? No, we have 2 unidentified mushrooms. Oh, the price of the health also increases with each mushroom eaten. Oh my. You're hailed from afar by the bright smiling merchant again. Ah, my friend, I have some new things for you now with a special discount. Yes, very special indeed, considering his prices in fact went up. My god, we don't have enough to buy many things here. Also, it doesn't tell us what these things are until we buy it. I'd like to get another shield. Let's save our treasure. Thank you for your trust, and I hope we meet again, he says, and I'm sure he does. Hello there. You turn around and see a knight sitting on a big iron ball that's chained to his ankle. Yeah, I ran into you, though. I'm not running much lately. I've been dragging this son of a goblin around for miles. It's not bad for a chair, but speed-wise it's a bit of a nuisance. You wouldn't be so kind as to unlock it, would you? The peaky gnome toddles to the... The peaky gnome toddles to the knight, peeks into his pockets and reports, only a tome of fungi. You inspect the contents of your pack, but you find nothing to open a lock. Just when you're starting to forget about the white sorcerer and his sleeve one, you see it. The stone man. Now that I'm looking at it, I think the old man may have had a point. We're forced to fight it. It's got 12 health, 5 to 7 attack, no speed though, so it can't dodge anything. And 3 defense. Alright, let's use an attack mushroom. Let's take the beating on our shield, which is battered now. We're gonna go all in with the pitchfork. We do 6 damage to it. You prepare to defend. Pitchfork again. Slay the stone man. Our pitchfork is about to break. So is our shield. You kick the body of the stone man to the side. The path, freed from its obstacle, glows in the evening sun. Something shimmers. The monster dropped a heap of treasure and a morning star. After looting the stone man, you look around, half expecting the white sorcerer, but there's no sign of him. Too bad. I'd love to hear what he had to say about this. How are you all enjoying this so far? Is this at all entertaining? Take the morning star. Ah, the morning star is really good. We're just going to probably break the pitchfork on the next monster that we find, so we have a slot open now because we have a better weapon. At night you dream of a beautiful young woman. No, not like that. More like a witch queen type of woman standing at the bottom of a deep cell, surrounded by monsters. She spreads her arms and says, "Welcome to my path, adventurer." There's a flash of lightning as you might expect, and she continues, "Bring me the shards of a magic crystal, and you shall be rewarded. The first shard lies in a hidden cave, 10 days' travel from here. Carry an elixir of growth to reveal it." Okay, so we need to save our next elixir of growth that we get. The smoking pipe full of wizard saliva doubles the effect of spells cast on enemies. Oh, very nice. Oh, a buckler is a small shield strapped to your arm. +2 in taking a hit. Oh. Maybe. Do we just have that permanently? I don't know. Knuckle Duster, braid +2 for barehanded attacks. Alright. After hours of walking through a peaceful forest, you take a break behind a tree. Fortunately, that turns out to be a hiding place of a kobold. You really pissed off this one. That's terrible. We're gonna fight it. It has 6 health, 5 to 6 attack. Use our pitchfork, and it breaks apart, and so the kobold is defeated. Very nice. We have 2 brand new weapons. The shield that's breaking. Well, that was quick. I guess we're already becoming some sort of warrior. All kinds of things are finding their way out of the kobold, including some treasure, a monster part, and a torch. How do we use the torch? Good for lighting up a room or creepy little creatures, so we just have it. Okay. At the bottom of a tall overhanging cliff, you find the entrance of a dungeon. Looks like someone tried to hide it with fern leaves. Probably the same person who also left this note. Don't bother with this one. Just a cave, really. Not a bit of treasure in it, let alone a wizard's hat. That means that is in there. In search for water, you lower yourself into a well. And a drop. You do find some treasure in a mushroom, though. Further up and further in. The way is blocked by a metal gate. Unless you have a way to open it, you'll have to go through a passage where rocks and debris litter the floor. Even as you stare at the ceiling, you can see cracks growing. We're going in, come on. Sure enough, a few steps in, there's a crack, followed by a low voice shouting, "Rock free! Rock's going to hit your head!" You don't have a shield. We have a monster part, so let's take the hit. The rock hits, but you block it completely. Rock sorry, it says. Oh. Only inches to go, a last rock has to go for it and dives down. I mean, we have 2 defense, so if it only hits for 2 or less damage, we just take it. Actually, no, we can block it because we have the buckler. So we have 2 defense plus... So when taking a hit, we get +2. Cool, so we actually have 4 defense. That buckler is really good. The rock hits, but you block it completely. Rock hurt, it growls. Some dust and gravel falls down behind you as the treacherous quietness settles in again. Further on. How much do we have 8 experience. We're getting closer, about halfway. A thick mist has filled the room. You strain your eyes but only see a gray haze. You reckon it would be hard to defend yourself in here. Cold drops slide down your face as you stand in doubt. -3 defense and time to cross the mist. Oh, it takes time. You slowly walk through the fog, seeing little, hearing nothing. As you bust your foot against something hard, you prepare for the worst, but it turns out to be the stairs leading out of the cloud. Further in. The way is blocked by spiderwebs. There is a chorus of high-pitched voices as you stand before it. Come through, don't worry, we don't bite, just a little toll, that's all. Let's use the torch. Because I want to save our magic for enemies. The webs only need a little encouragement to turn to a short but blazing fire. All that's left is a nasty smell. Further in. If you want to go any further, you have to trudge this utter darkness. There's no knowing what kind of horrors are hidden here. Some light would be nice. Use the fire spell. You speak the words in a deep voice and bright flames erupt from your hand. The floor around you is crawling with poisonous scorpions. After you set a few on fire, the rest disappear into cracks and holes. Very nice. You halt in an underground river, raging endlessly. A raised drawbridge can't be lowered with a lever, if you have a way to remove the lock. Otherwise, the only way onwards involves getting soaked. Swimming. Cold water flows very quickly. Before you know it, your knuckle duster flows away in the current. We want that. Just as your fingers clamp around the knuckle duster, the current grabs your buckler. The third thing is going to be taken from us, but I want to keep the buckler too. Rush to the buckler where the current pulls away your antidote. Meanwhile, the ice cold water is starting to take its toll and your legs are going numb. You have to swim on. That's okay, I care about the antidote the least of those things. You reach the other side and you climb out of the water, violently shaking. You catch a last glimpse of the antidote before it disappears under the surface. That's fine. You enter a room lit by torches. The sculpted walls and ceiling are breathtaking. Still your eyes are drawn to the floor, where resting on the shining bed of gold lies the wizard's hat. Alright, what does it do? Is it on our character? Have we not taken it yet? We have. Am I just missing? Oh. A pointy hat full of wizard dandruff doubles the effect of spells cast on enemies. So, does the wizard's hat and the wizard's pipe stack? You halt again in Underground River. They have the same text. Forever raging. You try to push the bridge from this side, but it shows no sign of cooperation. You're going to need a key or a towel. To swim again. Oh, we want the buckler. I like our gnome. We can let it go. Reach the other side and climb out of the water, violently shaking. You catch a last glimpse of the peeking gnome before it disappears into the surface. I can let the gnome go. It just, like, looks in things to see if it's worth going for, but I can just take a chance on that. You're in the same trap of utter darkness. I hope you still remember what's hidden here, because I know I don't. We're going to use the fire spell. The floor around you is crawling with poisonous scorpions. After you set a few on fire, the rest disappear into cracks and holes. Those probably would have poisoned us if we didn't use the fire. From pool of experience rises an elixir of growth. Okay, we want to keep the elixir of growth this time because it's going to reveal something for us. You're back at the spider webs. Well, actually at the remaining threads that sadly sway in the breeze. And here we go, we're out. Cloud of mist hasn't moved an inch. It hangs motionless, nearly concealing anything possible lurking in there. We're going out. You slowly walk through the fog, seeing little, hearing nothing. You bust your foot against something hard as you prepare for the worst, but it turns out to be the stairs leading out of the fog. You're back at the gate and a passage where those rocks had a go at freedom. Sure enough, a few steps in, there's a crack followed by a low voice shouting, "Rock free, that rock's going to hit your head." We actually can just block all of it. The rock hits, but you block completely. "Rock fall?" it says, sounding surprised. Only inches to go, a last rock has a go for it and dives down. "Rock bird!" The rock hits, but you block completely. "Rock hurt," it growls. Some dust and gravel falls down behind you as the treacherous quietness settles in again. Alright. Coming across the well again, you notice you missed some treasure. Oh cool, we got some treasure from that. As you step back outside into the blinding sunlight, you hear someone say, "Bugger," before running off. Okay. Lost in a labyrinth of razor-sharp rocks, you hear a friendly voice calling. It appears to be another adventurer, roasting monster parts over a campfire. "Hey you," she says. "We met at the Dragon Skeleton, remember? I haven't died. You haven't died yet. That's something. Fancy some tips from a veteran?" "Sure. Bet the ruins." "Ah yes, the ever-returning ruins. What I like about them is that you can choose the risk you're willing to take. For example, you can skip traps that you don't feel ready for, and whenever you're low on life or weapons, just get out of there. What I don't like is that they house some hefty monsters. Even worse, spirits. Prepare for the worst when you start prying around in places old and unknown." Chess. Who can resist those luring chests, right? But you should sometimes. They usually have a weapon. So ask yourself if you need one. Or even have the empty slot. Keys have other uses that might be more profitable, depending on your situation. There's a tendency to flee. You can't break them within 3 hits. If you can't break them within 3 hits, don't even bother. Keep in mind, the gold ones are pretty fast and the spiky ones have a nasty bite. Of course, carrying a peeking gnome makes this decision a lot easier. Another tip. Plenty of sleep, she says, yawning widely. It's all for tonight. Sweet dreams, rookie. Some loot is particularly well hidden. This bunch isn't. You find some treasure. You are hailed by the bright smiling merchant again. Perfect, we have a bunch of treasure right now. Hello, my friend. You are lucky I'm here. I got robbed by monsters, but I saved a few things for you to buy. That's so nice of him. Very thoughtful indeed. You can now sell things via the inventory. Okay, yes, I want a shield. I don't think I need the club. We still have brand new weapons. Okay, I want the oak shield and the sharpening stone. And I will sell this straw shield. Because it's almost about to break anyway. Is there anything else we could sell? Not the elixir of life, heck no. I want to know if the wizard's hat and the wizard's pipe stacks or if it's just better to sell it. I wonder if I can find it online. Hold on. Alright, I did not find the answer to this, but honestly, I don't think that I need both of them. So do we want to keep the wizard's hat full of the dandruff or the wizard's pipe full of wizard saliva? Which one do we want? I'll let you all decide. I'm on top chat. I should probably be on live chat. That might help. Potentially. What you think? Wizard's hat or wizard's pipe? You want to keep the pipe? Alright, we shall keep the pipe then. Sell the hat. Because you're my favorite customer. Let's also sell the fly swatter and buy the goblin club. Do we want the smoke bomb or do we want to keep our stuff? I'll get the smoke bomb too. Why not? Okay, so now we have like really good brand new weapons. Stick cloud of smoke, allowing attacking twice or fleeing unharmed. Haven't tried to flee yet. I'm gonna call us good. Let's leave. Is that all? Well, I hope he finds some treasure soon, he says, and I'm sure he does. Meet a woman with dirt-stained clothes and a hair full of twigs and leaves. Oh, it's the mushroom lady again. Sure, let's give her a mushroom. Goes a man a mushroom. She identifies our mushrooms when we get them, but we have mushrooms that are unidentified, so... Let's just do one, and then continue following the path. Deep inside a dark forest, you discover a gloomy mansion, surrounded by trees, seemingly dead or dying. So much for a cabin at the lake, says a woman in flip-flops. This was supposed to be like my wellness weekend, but instead I'm being chased by a freaking monster. If you could, like, kill it or something, I'd give you the love spell I found under my bed. Sure. As soon as you step over the threshold, a shiver runs down your spine. This is not a holiday cabin. It's the lair of something evil. The door behind you slams shut and a ghoul appears. This bugger is a spirit. Weapons that touch a spirit will fade and be unusable for a while. Alright. It has 11 health. Let's just use our bare hands. Strike and hit the ghoul. Both the Morningstar and the club give us -2 on our speed, though. We should probably up our speed next. You prepare to defend. 6 to 8. Let's use the shield. Prepare to attack. Let's use our bare hands again. It gives us the most speed. So under 3 health, we have to take the hit. Use our bare hands, and we win. A gust of wind and the evil spirit is taken away. You strut out until the coast is clear. It's amazing, she says. Take the love spell. By the way, did you, like, turn on the sauna? What's the love spell do? Charms an enemy to love all that lives, including you. Enemy -4 attack for a turn? I don't know how many turns that is. Just -4 attack for, like, the next turn. Alright, we're gonna use a monster part to heal and follow the path. The air vibrates and suddenly the white sorcerer stands before you. Although now he looks more like a grey sorcerer to me. Must say I'm impressed, he says. Still, I'm twice as disappointed. I not tell you this path is evil. If you're to arrive at the Castle of Doom, you unleash a terror too great to imagine. As a last resort, I myself have placed a troll on the path. Do not engage it. Go back. Ask about the troll? You must know what that is. They are dumb and slow, but they are among the greatest of monsters. Even with all your powers combined, you won't be able to cause a bruise. I have placed on the path about 6 days' travel from here. Ask about the castle. Yes, at the end of the path lies the Castle of Doom. Isn't that obvious? You follow a path without knowing where it leads in the first place. The Witch Queen means to awaken the terror and unleash it into the world. Leave the quest for the dragon to professionals before you make things worse. Didn't the dragon, like, save people from the Witch Queen or something? When the sun sets, you make camp and kindle a fire. After a long day's hike, there's a little more reward in looking at the flames and resting your legs. Keep following the path. We're over halfway through. You're taking a shower under a waterfall when you make a curious discovery. Behind the curtain of water hides a cave. That's when you remember the dream of the Witch Queen and the task that she gave you, carrying an elixir of growth to reveal the shard. Well, we have one. You step into the cave and find the inside bathed in torchlight. On a stone altar rests a shard of a bright blue crystal. You instantly take it. The lights sputter out and a commanding voice booms through the cave. You have passed the test. Take hold of the shard and bring it to me. The earth opens up and you plunge into a bottomless pit. From high above you hear the Witch Queen speak. Locked me in darkness, they broke the crystal, but all of them were deceived. Keep following the path, adventure. Then you hit water, you swim up, and discover you're back in the pool. Let's follow the path. The goblin is nothing but aggression. Before you can say, let's talk about this, it charges you enraged. Goblin's eager to attack, so you make ready to defend. Let's take the hit with the dodge chance. Goblin strikes, and you block it partly. Prepare to attack. Hit chance 75% because the goblin has 0, and we also have 0. Let's go with our Morning Star. The goblin falls to the ground. You strike with 10, and the goblin blocks it slightly. Knocking out your enemy in the first round isn't the best way to learn a lot, you know. The goblin leaves his heirs a fair amount of valuables. Pity they aren't around. You inherit some treasure. Outside. Oops. I'm just going to lock my orientation so I don't accidentally turn it sideways. Outside a giant spherical copper and glass building stands a man in a white coat, wiping his brow. Hold on a second. I need to reload this page. Alright, we're good. Outside a giant spherical copper and glass building stands a man in a white coat, wiping his brow. What a day, he says. Finally found a way to combine magic and quantum physics. Turns out it opens a gateway to another dimension. Some kind of monster got through, though, before I could close it. Interested in earning a totem of the eagle? Sure. You wander through the long corridors of flashing red light until you reach the main hall. From a pool of light, bubbling plasma rises a poltergeist. The bugger is a spirit, so if we block or attack something with it, it's going to be faded and we can't use it for a round. The guy's eager to attack and make ready to defend. We need to defend as much of this damage as possible. We are low on health. And I haven't used the elixir of growth yet. Oops. We can use magic. Yes, I'm going to use the love spell. Then we're going to use our Morning Star. Nice, we did a whole bunch of damage. We're going to use our Oak Shield. Use our Goblin Club. Darn it, we have to take the hit. We block it completely. Morning Star. Crap. Oak Shield. Morning Star. Take the hit. Morning Star. Finally we hit it. It has a 50% chance of just missing though, so. Because we have horrible speed. I need to up my speed. It's an awful cry and the evil spirit vanishes. Let's see what our weapons are at now. Our Oak Shield is scratched, our Morningstar is scratched, our Goblin Club is still brand new. You stomp out and tell the scientist he can shut off the alarm. Here's the Tome of the Eagles promised. I was thinking maybe I should just repeat the experiment at higher frequency. He says the same thing as the other dude did. Totem that enhances speed, break it for a temporary boost. We get +5 for a turn. Alright, we're going to use the Elixir of Growth now. And increase our speed. You grow in speed. There's something else that increases our speed? I don't think so. Did it give us +2 speed? We have 3 now. It says you grow in speed +1. I'm confused by this. That something was wrong there. Either it gave us too much speed or it should have said +2. Anyway. My friend, right, there he is again. Starting to wonder how this bloody merchant keeps popping up everywhere. I mean, if he owns a teleporter or something, he might as well sell that. Smoke bomb, torch, tome of fungi, mana potion. Stuff we cannot afford because everything always is getting more expensive. We're just going to leave without buying anything. Save our money. This is the same thing every time. Have I not warned you enough? It's the cold voice of the White Sorcerer, whose appearance has become even darker. Leave me no choice, Trouble Seeker. Pathan's here for you. Go back or go down. And with that, he breaks the chains of a troll, which immediately jumps into action. Alright, we're fighting a troll. You jump at the troll for the first attack. Has 4 freaking defense. We're gonna use... It only has 1 speed, though. We're gonna use a mushroom. It's a defense mushroom. Oh my god, it gave us +3 defense. I'm gonna take the hit / have a dodge chance. We block it completely. Okay. Let's use our Morningstar. Let's do the hit again. Do we get this mushroom for the whole battle? Morningstar again. Take the hit. Block it mostly. Morningstar. Let's check our Morningstar is battered, but it's not going to break yet. Take the hit. Block it mostly. Morningstar. Take the hit. Goblin Club. We slayed the troll. That was a proper fight with proper loot as well. A heap of treasure, a torch, and an elven belt. You climb over the monster's body and continue your way. With the troll slain, it seems to me you've made your choice, and there's no sorcerer in whatever shade of grey that's going to stop you now. We're getting close to our next elixir. Alright. Get our inventory. Elven Belt prevents our pants from falling down, increases our speed by 1. A torch is always helpful. Do I have anything to heal with? No, but we do want to use the sharpening stone. On the Morningstar it's about to break. To make it brand new. So we increase all of our weapons a bit, which I imagine means like by half or something, or like fully restore one. So we're just going to make the Morningstar good again. We still have 1 mushroom. looks like. Alright, let's continue. Let's follow the path. That was a cool fight, I like that. In the middle of a cold, sleepless night, light up the remains of your campfire and stare right into the flaming face of the Witch Queen. The second shard lies in the Skull Cave, 10 days travel from here. Have no more than 5 health to reveal it. With the blink of an eye, she's gone. Okay, I guess we're not gonna heal for a bit. Although we don't even have 44 progress left before we finish the story. So never mind. Hello there, you turn around and see a knight. Or is that 44 total? Like, not 44 from here, but 44 total. That might make more sense. You turn around and see a knight sitting on a big iron ball that's chained to his ankle. Alright, so this is the same dude. We don't have anything to open a log. Stand at the edge of a swamp. Through the fog you can see the contours of some ruins. You notice the mess is scratched on a dead tree. Here lies a lava spell. You'd better leave it that way. We're going to enter the ruins. Deep inside a tomb you find a richly decorated coffin. It's probably a bad idea to open random coffins found in random tombs. Dying to know what's inside. Let's open it. Break open the coffin and find a bejeweled skeleton guarding a spiked iron chest. Spiked iron chest is too heavy to carry around. Somehow you need to open it. Let's attack the chest. We have a large amount of damage. You, it says, are in trouble. The chest growls dangerously, so prepare to defend. 5 to 8. We want to take just a little bit of damage. I was hoping it would hit me with 8. Bare hands. It's about to flee. We can just hit it with our bare hands again. Okay, you made your point, it says. Its lid flies open. But Exime, I'll eat you, I'll eat you or something? Okay. We found a treasure and a battle axe. Let's take the scratched battle axe. Let's, do we want to drop the Goblin Club? No, let's just explore further. Behind a torn and faded tapestry, you discover a hidden door leading into a room shrouded in utter darkness. Some light would be nice. Fire spell costs so much, let's just use the torch. It appears the room is filled with a caustic gas. Even from a distance, you can feel a light sting on your skin. To explore further. Between the foundations of a once glorious structure, now thrive shrubs and weeds. The place begs to be explored, but a bunch of thorn bushes give you a funny feeling. They somehow remind you of a predator that's pretending it isn't there. Should we burn the bushes? Let's attack the bushes with our battle axe. New twigs sprout from the freshly cut stumps. Fiercely growling, they turn into long, sturdy branches as you watch. Let's go for it with our Goblin Club. You hear the branches. What's our Goblin Club at? Good shape. Our battle axe is already battered. Oh my gosh, we should use that sparingly. You've reached the bushes to short bare trunk. Reduce them to short bare trunks that are unable to harm you, at least for a while. Alright. Not sure how long it will take for the bushes to recover. You quickly explore the area. You run through root and stem for a while, but find nothing. Oh man. When your foot sinks through the ground, you accidentally reveal the entrance of a sewer. Gotta be something in there, something of value, I mean. We're exploring it. By climbing up and squeezing yourself through a curious chair made of porcelain, you enter a glamorous bedroom. Under the bed, you find a box of jewels and the lava spell. What does the lava spell do? It erupts a small volcano from under an enemy. Guaranteed block-proof enemy. -6 health. So it can't be blocked, and it hits the enemy for 6, basically. Guaranteed for 6. Alright. Explore further. You stand at the edge of an open space covered in grass that reaches your waist. You'd love to investigate the place further, but a cloud of mosquitoes hangs in the way. Just investigate. Rummaging around, you hear a manic buzzing getting louder. There's a mosquito coming for you. That's a freaking lot of speed. Let's do bare hands since it has the most speed. You hit the mosquito before, but it survives. The sting follows quickly. You smack and kill the mosquito, but the harm is already done. We got poisoned. We're almost to a thing that will cure our poison, though. Which is another elixir of growth. After being stung, the other mosquitoes leave you alone and you quickly explored the area. I didn't think mosquitoes could poison us, but okay. Apart from some flowers and a funny-shaped root, you find nothing. Poison burns inside your veins. For where you look is the same overgrown structures, mossy pillars, and rusty gates. You're lost. We're going to keep exploring. Wander around some more, but with the main treasure found, as soon as the place back to what it really is, piles of rubble and slumpy field, return to the path. We have 5 health, though, now, so we can do the thing. Although, I hope the dude has an antidote, the merchant, and I hope we see him soon. You climb back onto solid ground, empty your boots, and continue down the path back on the road again. Poison burns inside your veins. Gazing at the night sky, you see a star falling down. You chase its bright tail through the countryside. Inside the smoking crater, you find some treasure. Yay. The poison causes serious fever. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need to heal. Deep inside the dark forest. We need one more experience. Crap. You discover a gloomy mansion surrounded by trees, seemingly dead or dying. So much for a cabin at the lake, says a woman in flip-flops. It was supposed to be like my wellness weekend. The same thing. Jellify spell. We're not gonna survive this, are we? We need one more experience or an antidote. But the more that we continue to go through the pages, the more... We have like 3 pages we can go through. Can we get to the merchant? Let's follow the path. Through a chasm, flow to the mountain, follow the path. Oh no, after this many days in the wild, you long morphine for soap and lavatory paper. And we die. And then you die. What? No! Oh, hello, story. I didn't read you. Hi, Death. Very funny. Do you really need to do this? Well, actually, I just set up a small resurrection business. There's a coincidence. Quite so. For a small fee, you'll restore your life, cure poison, and pretend I've never been here. And we died. Sure, it isn't so bad. Dying is part of the game, you know. It teaches you things. Plus, it gives me something to do. So draw a lesson and try again. I bet your next adventure will turn out to be quite different. So there we go. We got to 41 of 50. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm going to give y'all a choice now. I could either try this again. And I mean, this was hard. Like, this game is not easy, which is part of what makes it fun. It's a hard game. I made a choice that got me poisoned when I was at low health. And so I died. So I'm going to give you all a choice. I can try this again. Or I can switch over and play the Wind Waker instead. Which is a Zelda game. Because I kind of want to play the Wind Waker. I don't know exactly why. I just feel like playing it. And I can play the HD version and probably stream it. I hope. So what do y'all think? Do you want to see me try to play this again? Or should I switch games? In which case, I would just end this stream and then start a new one in a few minutes. When I get that all set up. Then play what? Which one? I'm good to do either one. Depends on what you want to see. Also, hi. All right. No, this game is super fun. I'll definitely play it again. I'll just stream the whole thing. Beat the game, hopefully. It's fun. It's hard, but fun. That was only a first attempt at it. So, have to try it again. Dying to poison seems like the worst. It's just that's stupid that I just died to poison, but that's how it goes. All right, I'll switch games. I will see you guys in a few minutes then. Just I guess watch your notifications. I think you all have notifications on, so watch notifications. I have to set it up, and it'll take a few minutes. So be right back with the new game.